know what is what.
Yeah, they're dead. They're all messed up.
This is Hope of the Living Dead.
Apparently, Carpenter made it on purpose. Like, it's purposely made cheesy as fuck. People ask them, like, why'd you do that? He's like, I wanted to make something dumb. Then they're like, okay. Because it does have some not only questionable editing, but I feel like there's so many characters in this movie, and then that amount to nothing.
Yeah.
There's just a lot of characters. All right, should we get started?
Let's do it.
All right, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Cult of the Living Dead. This week, we are covering another John Carpenter film. This will be our fourth movie that we've covered of his. I think the previous ones were The Thing. Most recently, They Live. We did In the Mouth of Madness. And now we are doing 2001's Ghost of Mars. A movie that I think after he did this movie, Carpenter took like a 9-year break from making movies because of how mean everyone was to him about this movie. This is kind of funny, but not really because he's a good fucking director. But you're joined today by myself, the Dale, and my two co-hosts, Mr. Cera.
Yo.
And Twan.
What up?
For first-time listeners and returning guests, we are a cult movie podcast. We cover cult classics, B-movies, and horror. All these opinions are subjective. None of us are academically trained in film critique, but enjoy the ride. All right, guys. So John Carpenter's Ghost of Mars. I know for myself and Saya, this is like a big-time nostalgia childhood movie that we both watched on a regular basis. I think this is, for me, one of those movies that, like, if you were to ask me, like, what are the movies you've seen the most? This might be one of those movies for me.
Damn.
Even though it's not like in my all-time favorite, like even a little bit, I would just have it on a lot. I think because I owned it on DVD and it was entertaining as fuck. And then Twan, this is your first time watching it, correct?
Yeah, first time ever. Just going into it raw.
Interesting. So this movie was made at the tail end of Carpenter's career. Like I said earlier, took a 9-year break after this movie, and then he made, I think it was The Ward 2010, which is his last movie. Never saw this one either.
Never seen that one.
But John Carpenter, probably most familiar with his work, is Halloween, The Thing, They Live. The movie was written in tandem by Carpenter and Larry Sulkus, who did Out of Control and Village of the Damned. The music was done by Anthrax in combination with John Carpenter. I thought that was pretty cool.
Shit. Nice.
So whenever you hear those heavy like metal riffs, it's fucking Anthrax. If you guys know who Anthrax is, they're like an 80s thrash metal band. They're like one of the big four of the era. The cast stars some pretty like notable people are in this movie. It's kind of crazy. So it stars Natasha Henstridge as Lieutenant Melanie Ballard. She's probably most known for Species, which is a pretty cool movie. She plays the alien in that one. We have Ice Cube, who plays Desolation Williams. What a fucking name that is. Ice Cube, Friday, Barbershop, Boys in the Hood, famous rapper. Are we there yet? Bunch of shit. We have Jason Statham, who plays Sergeant Jericho Butler. Probably best known more recently, he's in Working Man. I think he has a movie out in theaters right now.
Yeah.
I know him best as the Transporter.
Know him best from Snatch.
Oh, yeah, he's great in Snatch. The Meg, it's a fun movie. It's not like, that's a fun movie. I like The Meg. The Meg 2 is okay, but the first one is really good. Crank's another good one.
Yeah, that one's cool. That was a fun ride.
That's a fun ride for sure. All kinds of shit. Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels. Jason Statham's in a lot of shit.
And he always plays Jason Statham.
Always.
I think this movie was his like third or fourth movie.
Really?
So
shit. He wasn't that big when this movie came out.
Because I know Snatch came out in 2001.
2000.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it was Lock, Stock, and Snatch, and then this movie?
Lock, Stock, Snatch, Turn It Up, and then Ghost of Mars.
No shit. That's cool.
Yeah, and the one with Jet Li. he did Ghost of Mars and the one, and those were released in the same year.
One.
Oh, the one was a good one. Is that the one where he's like
Yeah.
a time cop? He's like a bunch of like clones of him going throughout trying to kill like all the Jet Lis in the multiverse to become
Yeah.
the strongest Jet Li.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, Jet Li, man. Hero, goated movie. We have Pam Grier, who plays Commander Helena. Pam Grier's a legend. I know her best from Jackie Brown, but she's also in Foxy Brown, which is those what was that style of movie called? Like the big Afro detective kick-ass like black action films. I forget what they're called. There's like a term for them. But she's a legend. Then we have Clea Duvall, who plays Rashira Kincaid, and Joanna Cassidy, who plays Dr. Whitlock. And she was in Blade Runner, Who Framed Roger Rabbit, and 6 Feet Under.
Faculty. Oh, I didn't realize
Oh,
that
the
movie.
faculty.
Oh,
I
for
knew-
Clea
yeah.
Duvall, huh?
Yeah, I knew Clea Duvall from Faculty. She's a Stokely. I think she was like my second favorite character in that movie.
That's right. I forgot to name the movies Clea Duvall was in. Yeah. Faculty. She was in Argo, too. That movie with the one with George Clooney's.
Isn't
And
that
isn't
the
she
one
also
with
in
Ben Affleck? I think that's the one with Ben Affleck.
Oh, Ben Affleck, you're right.
Yeah.
Isn't she also in the fucking Born Identity? Or am I getting it confused with someone else?
You sure?
I'm looking her up right now. Faculty, I'm a Cheerleader, Girl Interrupted, Ghost of Mars, Identity, 21 Grams, The Grudge, Zodiac, Argo.
Oh yeah,
she
she
was in
was
The
in
Grudge?
Identity.
And then she went.
Oh, yeah. Identity's a good film, dude.
That's a great
Yeah.
one.
And then she went
Don
on
Cusack.
to TV. She was Emma Borden in Lizzie Borden Took an Axe. And then she was also in Carnival, American Horror Story, Better Call Saul, Veep, Handmaid's Tale.
Damn, so she's still active. She's a good actress.
Yeah, she still be doing stuff.
That's crazy, too, because as bad as this movie's considered, all these people are like very, very successful actors before and after. Like Joanne Cassidy was in 6 Feet Under. 6 Feet Under was a very successful like HBO show.
Yeah.
Like Pam
Also,
Grier's a legend.
one of the people that we meet later on, who's the like conductor of the train, is Peter Jason. I don't know if you named him.
I didn't. I recognize him. The younger dude, right?
The older guy. He was in They Live.
Oh yeah, he's the guy who like leads the resistance, right? Who finds him at the hotel.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. I was like, dude, that dude looks familiar.
Yeah.
Nice.
Did you guys watch the trailer for this movie?
No.
Nah.
It's narrated by
Like Jesus Christ.
what's his name
Oh,
from They Live?
David? Something David? John Dave? Dude, he fought with Roddy Piper for 8 minutes.
Keith David.
Keith David.
Yeah, Keith David narrates the trailer.
No way.
Yeah, it's pretty funny.
I wonder if like once you work with a director and the director really likes you, are you just like on speed dial?
Probably.
I'd imagine so, yeah. Especially if, you guys work well together. Like, why wouldn't you bring back someone that will do the job well?
Like,
Yeah.
how many Scorsese films has De Niro been in?
True.
Feels like half
Yeah.
of them. Sometimes you just got that relationship.
Samuel L. with Quentin
Yeah.
Tarantino.
Judd Apatow with Seth Rogen. Although I think they're like homies. Well, I'm sure all these people are actually friends. Now that I think about it.
I think Apatow was a writer on Freaks and Geeks.
Yeah, that's right. All right, so fucking stacked cast. Fucking absolutely stacked. I don't think this movie, even though it was rated that badly, I thought the acting was like okay. I think Ice Cube's pretty bad in this movie though.
Ice Cube is really bad in this movie.
Yeah.
He's
Hmm.
trying way too hard.
The faces he makes and when he's like what are you doing, dude? You can bite your lip all aggressively. Yeah, and then their suits, dude. I'm like, oh, is this like coming off of like how successful The Matrix is? Like, what's with all this like black leather?
Yeah, very BDSM.
That was one of the notes that I got. Leather outfits in space.
Mhm.
Is it comfortable? Are they cold? Are they wearing leather because it's cold? Why are they wearing leather?
It's a big like spank me daddy vibe right there.
It almost reminded me. I didn't watch this in theaters. I don't know. Did you watch this in theaters?
No,
Yeah.
I saw this like I think this was like a blockbuster, and I was like, "This movie rocks!" And then I got it on like the bargain bin at like
Yeah.
Fry's Electronics or something.
Yeah. So I think I didn't watch this one in theaters, but I watched Resident Evil in theaters. It came out like a year after this. And then I think I saw this like right after. And so watching it reminded me that liked this movie because it almost had like a Resident Evil feel in the beginning, where they're kind of like dressed in leather and they're like all like loaded up with like shotguns ready to go and like kind of fighting like zombies in some type of way.
Yeah.
I don't know why, like that just kind of like came up in my brain. And I'm also thinking back, I feel like in the early 2000s, like leather outfits were a thing.
Yeah, no, they
Yeah,
were.
true.
They were hot in the streets.
Yeah.
Blade.
Blade.
Oh yeah, Blade too.
Hmm.
It was like mad edgy.
Yeah.
The year of the Goths.
Blade.
Swordfish. Right? Swordfish. They had like leather
Oh, yeah.
outfits.
Hmm.
I feel like that was an early 2000s movie.
Hmm.
Yeah, I feel like from like 98 to like 2003, this is leather everywhere. Like fucking.
That's what the
That
future was.
That's what they
The
thought.
future is leather.
So this is like we said earlier, a childhood favorite of Seiya and mine. So this was Twan's first movie. And I know Twan, I mean, we're all big Carpenter fans. So what were your expectations going in?
Going in, I thought it was going to be an enjoyable movie. I mean, it's Carpenter. I like Carpenter. It's from what you guys were saying that it was like a more of a shoot 'em up kind of action horror style movie. Um, I that's what I had to kind of put my mind at, and not that it was going to be like this creepy 80s style horror from John Carpenter. So I think kind of going into it, knowing what I was getting into, it made it easier to watch, and I wasn't so critical about it. Like I was able to look past a lot of the silliness that was going on, but yeah, I expected to enjoy it. Because even in the trailer made it seem like more of a horror movie.
Yeah, definitely.
Uh,
I mean, it definitely had like some classic horror elements, like the brutality of the Martians was pretty crazy.
yeah,
Like it was definitely like a gory movie. It was gory, but there wasn't a lot of blood, which I thought was interesting. Because there's a lot of dismemberment in this movie.
yeah. It almost had like a Evil Dead feel to it at times, where like as time went on, when the people were possessed, like they would like progressively look crazier.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. It's like I felt like it's Evil Dead meets like Mad Max.
Yeah, yeah.
Because the way they were dressed are kind of wild. Some of them look pretty cool though.
Damn, it was kind of like Mad Max. Like with like the body modifications.
Some
Mhm.
people, I guess some people compare it to Carpenter's like, was it second film, Assault on Precinct 13? They're like,
Hmm.
this is just space Assault on Precinct
Space.
13.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that one.
I've only seen the remake.
I think it's on our list.
Yeah, I think it is on our list, but I've only seen the remake. I never seen the original. The remake was cool. Is it the
Apparently,
one where-
that's Carpenter's best movie, according to Rotten Tomatoes.
really higher than Halloween, huh?
Yeah, yeah.
Shit.
Hmm.
Interesting. Oh, maybe we'll get it. I think it's on the list. All right, let's work through the movie. One thing I thought that was interesting is we get like when we get through the credits, we get those little like narrative bits. So it's Mars has been partially terraformed, like 84% of the planet's terraformed. There's over 600,000 colonists. It's policed by the Mars Police Force. I don't know why that was important. And it's a matriarchal society. So I was like, why did they like need to point out that it was a matriarchal society? But it does play a role within a lot of the like narrative between the characters. And Carpenter said he did it because he didn't want the female leads to have to like prove themselves to people in the movie. He wanted them to be taken seriously like right off the jump. So that's why he made it a matriarchal society, because all the women are definitely like in charge in this movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is pretty interesting. What'd you guys think of the whole setup, the little getup of them going to this, was it like a call, like a, was it like a mining town to get Desolation Williams because he's like the fucking most ruthless criminal of all time.
I like whatever drug what is it?
Ballard's in I just call it the lieutenant. The lieutenant's in.
Whatever drug Lieutenant Ballard takes sounds like a good time.
I like how chill about it they are too.
Yeah.
He's like, "Are you high?" She's like, "I'll be good by the time I get there." It's like, "That you just fucking popping pills on your way to work." Yeah, that drug looked pretty crazy. I was like, "Why is there a waterfall? Is she all fucking wet right now? Like, what's going on?" Or does it make it feel like you're in water?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I feel like when you take it, you just immediately feel like you're just floating in like a bunch of waves.
That sounds
fun.
I
can see that.
Mm-hmm.
I liked how I forgot the narrative is told in reverse. That like we know that everyone's gonna die except for Lieutenant Ballard.
Oh, yeah.
Like we find that out right from the beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I forgot about that point where she's like, and was it like a tribunal and like telling everyone like, oh, this is what happened?
Mm-hmm.
Like I thought that part was cool. I like that it's told in like a flashback.
Yeah. And we also get like a small tidbit of info from the council when they're saying that there's like a bunch of small incidents that have been occurring. And so they need to figure out what happened.
Oh, that's right. Like on the way to, what's it, city's called what, Crisis?
Mm-hmm. Christ?
I think that it looks like it's spelled Christ, but I think they pronounce it Crisis because I put it as Christ in my notes too. But I've heard a couple of the characters call it Crises.
Oh, okay. Cool.
What about and then everyone is just ruthless in this movie about like fucking hitting on you, dude. Just everyone's just fucking shotgun approaching it with fucking the lieutenant. You got Pam Grier just like caressing her.
Yeah, the commander.
Commander.
The commander's like, I need you straight. And then lieutenant's like, I'm as straight as they come. And the commander's like, what a shame.
What a shame.
Like, bro.
And then Jericho's just like, I'll fucking lay the pipe.
Yeah, Jason Statham was hungry. He was hungry the whole time.
That dude was fucking relentless to the end.
Yeah. There's one scene. No, we'll talk about it later. But she denies him like pretty hard.
A lot of times.
Yeah.
Like, this one doesn't. This is just like super relentless. Like every 5 seconds, every time they have a conversation, it switches from like, all right, this is what we need to do. And he's like, I'll show you what I can do. And it's like, fucking relax, Jericho. Fucking relax, buddy.
I mean, there was one scene where he walks up and he's like, "Hey, come over here."
That's the scene I was talking about.
Takes her to a room. He's like, "All right, you want to fuck?" Like, what?
She says okay in that scene, and they start making out.
Yeah, she was like, she thought about it. He's like, we might die. She's like, yeah, you're right. Fuck it, let's go.
Yeah, but all the other, like, I think that's maybe like 40 minutes into the movie, and the movie's only like an hour 30.
Yeah.
So that whole 40 minutes prior, she's just denying the shit out of him the whole time. But he was everybody.
Consent can change at any time.
True.
Consent till the end.
Till the end. No, I just wrote this down. I have like little like quotes that I have for the movie that I thought were funny or just fucking dumb. She told when the commander tells everybody she wants them jacked, ready, and double tough. Is that even?
Top tier writing right there.
Get jacked, ready, and double tough. Like, okay. And then everybody's gun just looks like it's way too big for them. Like everybody.
For real, those shotguns were huge.
Yeah.
I like the mystery of the town though. They get there and it's like super dead.
Yeah.
Like, where is everybody? It's a Friday night. There's money to spend, horse to fuck, gambling to happen. I was like, that was a fucking party at this town. Like, holy shit. It's like maybe they all went to sleep. Like, I don't know, man. I've never seen anything that dead before.
Yeah, I like this is one of the first times that they do this kind of editing, but like they're still talking about how there's no one there, and then the camera work, it kind of like fades into like what it's supposed to look like, and
yeah, that was
there's
cool.
Just a bunch of people everywhere, and then it fades back to it being empty. They do a lot of fading transitions in this movie.
That was pretty drastic too. I heard originally Carpenter was gonna do it like just normally, like sequential.
Mm.
So start it with like Whitlock when she releases the smoke, and then like have it go into them arriving, but then he's like, no, it'd be more interesting if I did it in a flashback. That's why you have like all those flashback scenes. I'm like, I thought those worked pretty effectively. I thought it was a cool way of telling the story.
Yeah, it was definitely different. I don't know. It's in some instances I feel like it didn't work as well as it could have, but that's just me nitpicking.
No, I could see that. It does feel like sometimes because the way it's edited, it like jumps around like really fast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because like it'll flash back to her talking to the like tribunal people, and they're like, well, what happened to so and so? And she's like, I don't know, I wasn't there. This is just what I was told. And then you're like, it's like a completely different scene. You're like, okay, and like time's passed, and it's just like, all right, I guess we're somewhere else now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who is it the first that we get the first inklings of something's wrong when they go to the police station, right?
Yeah. No one's there.
Yeah, no one's there. It's like completely empty. But the prisoners are there and they're like, yo, where the fuck is everyone? We haven't had like a bathroom break or a meal in 6 hours.
Mm-hmm. And Jason Statham's like, I'll give you a bathroom break.
Yeah, for reals. This was relentless. I don't know. I thought for as like intimidating that Ice Cube Desolation Williams is supposed to be, like he doesn't do like anything special really in this movie. Like I thought he was gonna be like some super like badass, I don't know, with guns or knives or some shit. He's like a criminal guy.
It's just a dude.
Just sassy.
Yeah, he's just sassy as fuck with his orange pants. But did you guys understand how the breathers work?
I think you just
like you take a hit, and then it just lasts a while.
It's probably just some fresh oxygen because I think Mars was like 84% terraformed. So
yeah, so the air wasn't like 100, but it was like
maybe,
good enough.
Yeah, so maybe it's like a little thin, like when you go like high altitude hikes, sometimes you need like a little hit of some good oxygen,
so you don't get the sickness.
Yeah,
that could have been it. And then who's the one that finds the they find that, was it the rec room? And there's just like a bunch of like strung up bodies that are all like decapitated.
Yeah, they call it the rec fac.
Rec fac, yeah.
Yeah, the recreation facility.
The commander and one of the rookies, right?
And the two rookies find that.
Oh, that's right, because Jericho's teamed up with the lieutenant.
Yeah.
Being all ruthless the whole time.
He's just ruthlessly hitting on her. But they first find like a small shack, and in the shack there's a bunch of blood.
That's right.
And then they find a hand, and then they leave, and then they run into one of the rookies, and the rookie's like, shit's all fucked up. And then they all go to the rec center together, and they see it. Oh no. Do they go back to the police station? Damn,
yeah, they go back to the police station to be like, yo,
so fast.
Yeah.
Things happen so quickly in very fast succession. But when we see the rec center, everyone's wrecked in there.
Literally. Yeah, everyone's dead.
Hung up by their feet, beheaded.
When do they?
That's some crazy Martian shit, dude.
When do they go to the med area and they see like,
why are Martians so mean?
The chick all tripped out on the bed and then she attacked. Oh, that's after Desolation Williams escapes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When he starts seeing our first like Martian creepy person.
Mm-hmm. Why are Martians?
They see the dude in the truck, and then the dude in the truck offs himself.
That's right. And he's like, don't let it out. Don't open the door.
And then the commander goes missing.
Like immediately gets wrecked.
Yeah.
He dies so fast.
Yeah.
I was not expecting Pam Grier to die so quickly.
For real. With her big ass shotgun too. Like no shots. She was just
gets decapitated. Sneak attack.
Yeah. Her awareness was very low.
This is where we find out that the doctor knows what's going on, right? Because they find out that they're like, they're asking like, who are all these prisoners? And they're like, oh, she checked herself in. And she's like, oh, this is the safest place to be.
Yeah.
And they're like, why?
That's right.
And she's like, oh, I flew in on a weather balloon. Like, okay.
2 weather balloon flying. There's a lot of cut twos in this movie.
Yeah.
Kind of felt like Family Guy at times.
It's just her flying and then immediately crashing. It's just that weather balloon exploded so massively. I'm like, how did you survive that?
She jumped out at the most perfect time.
Fucking duck and roll, or was it?
Yeah.
It tumbled. It was fucking loud. I was like, this is fucking dumb. And they're like, we don't believe her, but let's go sweep and see what's going on. Yeah, because Jericho takes off to find the commander, and then the lieutenant goes back, and then that's when fucking the rookie let Williams out.
Yeah.
Because I forget why he like needed to use
Needed
the
to go
restroom.
to, yeah. Yep.
It's like they keep talking about like how crazy this guy is, and like he's like, I need to use the restroom. Like, okay. It looked like he was like the fucking craziest villain on like Mars itself. Everyone's like so afraid of him, and then you just let him out.
For real. Typical rookie things.
I like the equality in this movie. He just fucking knocks out the lieutenant.
It's what do you call a matriarchal society?
Yep,
So if anything, they're above men.
that's true. That's true.
So Ice Cube hitting the lieutenant was I don't know, not looked down upon
It was like the call
as
to
bad.
male feminism.
There you go.
I don't know what that's called. I don't think there's a word for it.
Meninism.
Meninism. Just fucking knocked her out with one shot. She's all beast. Everyone though, all the like cop people are all beast at the fight.
Yeah, they're all trained pretty well.
Martian trainings.
Martian trains lower gravity or higher gravity. It's like Dragon Ball Z. Get all buff because they're in the high gravity. And then once Jericho comes back and they find the captain dead, the fucking movie elevates like crazy.
Yeah, because then we actually see all the Martians.
Yeah, they're all gathered, just like executing people, right?
Mm-hmm. And then the main Martian, what's his name?
He's a big Daddy Mars.
Big Daddy Mars, just fucking leading everybody.
Wait, is that his real name?
That's his
That's
name.
what he's credited
No
as.
way, bro.
Yeah, that's his name.
Big Daddy Mars. It makes
Big-
no sense because they never say his name the whole movie.
You don't.
But Carpenter just decided to put him on the script as Big Daddy Mars.
Big
Wow.
Daddy Mars.
Carpenter, my
What a
guy.
fucking move. What an unhinged fucking title for this dude.
They
That
do
is
have
hilarious.
another Martian named the Inquisitor,
Papi Grande Mars.
which is a pretty cool name. But
The Inquisitor sounds cool.
Yeah,
like,
it's better than Big Daddy Mars.
Inquisitor
by a
sounds
long
sick.
shot.
But then we have Big Daddy Mars.
which one? I don't even know who the Inquisitor was.
It's a woman. It was probably when Jericho finds the head and he peeks over
Oh, it might be that
the
chick.
ridge, and then he sees all the Martians doing Martian shit, and then he like runs back, and then he goes inside the what is it? It was like a
Like a
shed
shack.
with uno, dos, and tres.
Yeah.
And then she looks
there's-
at the
yeah,
shed.
There's like a group of Martians that pass by, and one of them turns. I think that's her.
That's the Inquisitor.
I think
Oh,
it's the
shit.
Inquisitor because they were being really inquisitive about what's happening in the shed.
Then it seemed like she was leading that group.
Yeah,
That's
They
right.
had to have seen him in that
No.
scene, you know?
Dude, there are so
Come
many.
on.
Nah.
There are so many scenes in this movie where they're like, what's going on? And like it'll pause and I'll look at the like right corner of the screen. I'm like, is that a bunch of heads on a spike over there? Like, how do they not see that?
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck? How blind are these people?
pretty blind. I think when you're on Mars, you can only see like 10 feet in front of you,
Yeah, I mean, because of the
Makes
dust.
sense.
and the
All the
gravity.
dust storms.
You know, those dust storms, all the gravity fucks up the visuals.
The gravity and the dust.
Yeah, that's true, huh?
And
They
they don't have
probably
water
would
there?
have saw him
So that also affects your vision.
because they don't have water. Is that what you
Yeah.
said?
Yeah. They have to take hits of fucking oxygen every once in a while too. Their
Yeah, they just
vision's
gotta
probably blurry.
fucking hit the pendulum of fucking oxygen.
They're probably just constantly dying.
Probably. They're just
We're
getting,
all
like,
constantly dying.
Yeah, but they're advanced
technically.
dying because they're on a planet
You
that
saying
like
bolts of dying?
does their planet doesn't support human life. We're like trying to fix a planet, and they're there, so they're probably dying while the planet's getting fixed. So they couldn't see that far. Yeah.
Well, that makes sense because there's a little dialogue in the beginning where they're like, "Oh, like 1 year here is 2 Earth years," so that's how they get you.
Oh, yeah, I got to read the fine print.
Yeah,
That is kind of shiesty.
I like that this whole movie takes place in just one night, even though they say that it's like a full like one. I don't know, but I guess that makes sense because a lot of time passes, and if one if 1 year on Mars is 2 Earth years, then I would assume Mars days are like longer too, right?
No, they
They're
tell
2 days.
they tell us how long it's gonna take right
One
when
day
they get
is 2
dropped off.
days.
Because the train tells them we have to make a delivery and we have like a 4-hour turnaround and then we'll be back for you guys.
Oh, I missed that.
And then the train's late.
I was hungover
So it's maybe I'd say it's between 4 to 6 hours all this happens.
of just pure darkness.
Yeah, pure darkness. We got
Mhm.
there at night.
Yeah, because what's her name says that she's been there for 6 hours. The hot air balloon lady, right?
Yeah. And then it's been 6 hours since. So it took like from when she got there to within that 6 hours, the town went crazy.
Yeah.
And then they got out there right after the town went crazy because they're still executing people.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's when they're like, all right, now we executed all the non-Martians. Let's fucking
Blow up the town and go,
just blow up the town. Yeah.
and then keep on walking.
Yep. Go town to town, just blowing shit up.
So it's been about 12 hours, but
About
like in the whole span of the movie. But we don't see light at any point in time. It's constantly dark. So this reinforces my theory that one Martian day is 2 Earth days in time. Maybe
Well,
you get a
if you
full
get
like
there at-
24 hours of like darkness,
Yeah.
and then a full 24 hours of sunlight.
It's like Alaska.
What'd you think of the Martians when we finally get our first interaction with them and we see was it
Big Daddy Mars.
not Big Daddy? Big Daddy Mars looked pretty crazy, but
The
when we
Inquisitor?
get
He looked like
the
a
fight between like Williams and the lieutenant,
night,
in
night
the med bay?
walker or
yeah, in the med bay, he
What-
did
what is
look
it?
like he
what are they
looked like
called from Game of Thrones?
A White
Night-
Walker
the White
Walkers.
Walker.
Yeah.
kind of did, yeah.
He did have some White Walker like tendencies.
They were crazy. When I first saw it, I remember thinking, coming hot off of Resident Evil, that they were like zombies, like Mars zombies, which I guess
that.
it could technically be Mars zombies.
Yeah, except it doesn't kill the host.
True. Just takes
They
them
just they just possess. I like how they kind of went the Evil Dead route,
over.
the Evil Dead Jaws route, where you're like POV of the spirit.
I love good
It's got-
POV.
One of my favorite categories. I like how it's kind of fucked up how easily they're able to possess, but I guess
Yeah.
that's how possession works. Just go straight into the ear.
Yeah. It's true.
Wouldn't you rather go in through the nose? Because the nose is a direct path to the brain.
Interesting, yeah, huh?
maybe that's the only, maybe the Mars ghost's vision is also bad. And
Is
the
it
ear
like
holes
Any
are-
hole is their goal.
the ear the ear holes are bigger than the nose holes, and so it's like hole, and then it just kind of goes in.
I also think how crazy it is. Like sometimes it moves super fast, and then sometimes it just like takes its time. It's like, oh, what am I
It just
gonna
kind
do?
of meanders out from a fucking dead body to like slowly go and chase people.
Yeah,
and then
when
get
that
caught by a door.
when that dude unalived himself, the spirit was just hanging out in the truck, just
Yeah.
like watching Jason Statham and the lieutenant have a
Yeah.
Yeah.
conversation.
Well, then when they killed the chick in the med bay, like it's like, oh, am I gonna go here? Am I going here? Am I going here? Like I don't know. It's like what's going on?
Yeah. The continuity for that is not, it doesn't match. Even
Doesn't
later
match.
on, like when they're battling, like when the big battle happens,
Mhm.
I mean, we only see one person turn.
True.
Yeah, just Uno, huh?
Yeah.
What'd you think of Uno, Dos, and Tres?
They were cool. I thought that they were like actual workers there, but then they weren't. They bamboozled everybody.
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting the bamboozling either.
Mhm. I completely forgot about them from, yeah, it's been so long since I've seen this movie. So that it was like, what a twist. What?
I remember them because I always thought their names are hilarious.
Mhm.
It's 1, 2, and 3. That's their code names.
Yeah, they provided some nice comedic relief. I like Uno's like body humor. It's funny because he's like the biggest dude, but he got punked the most.
Yeah. He's like, just gonna let her break my shit. He gets all mad at Dose. Yeah, that shit was funny. I forgot that him and Desolation were brothers.
Yeah.
Because he mentions it later. I was like, and like he's not as remorseful as you think he would be though for someone who just lost a brother.
For real.
He maintained his like hard nosed fucking character.
Mhm.
The whole time.
Yeah.
The whole time. He doesn't really show any emotion till like the very end.
Yeah.
I like how they get locked up in the jail. Because they'll just like walk in to hug him.
Just a fucking just like a bunch of silly gooses just like walking in. No one he doesn't even walk out. They're
Yeah.
just forced in there and then
They're
that's
like,
it.
hey. That shit was funny, dude. But they're cool. I like one of my all-time favorite scenes in any movie is the prep scene before they go to battle. And how they find all those like detonators. And they're
Yeah.
like, we could throw them in like, what are they saying? Like canned food to make grenades.
Mhm.
Yeah.
At first I was like,
And then,
how does that make sense? And I'm like, oh, because the cans it'll make shrapnel. Like, okay, I get it now. Because they said the detonators themselves will have a small explosion, but they're better with fucking dynamite. I was like, okay. I'm like, all right. What about when fucking Dose fucking chops his thumb off?
that's what I was gonna say.
Oh, that was comedy.
Yeah. It's a fucking clean cut too.
For real.
He's like, let me get that for you. And he just swings his machete around. He lifts up his hand, is squirting blood. Gets me every time. That shit's so good. That was peak comedy right there.
That was good.
What'd you think of their what is it, the laugher?
It's just ripping he's like ripping balloons, but like
It's just saying
advanced
Nas.
balloons. Yeah.
He's just fucking ripping it.
Ripping it.
The laugher.
Yeah,
Wow.
he's like, it's like he was hitting that
It's-
like thing,
It's like a oxygen thing.
like a modified oxygen thing, and it gets you like high.
Because it also has it had did they say NOS? It was NOS, right? Nitrous oxide.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't remember that for some reason.
That
He's just like sitting there bleeding, just
Yeah.
like fucking ripping it.
well he rips it before and then I think
Oh, Dose. Dose was
Yeah,
ripping it.
yeah, Dose was
yeah,
ripping it,
yeah,
yeah.
that's right. Okay.
and then right after that he cuts his finger off.
Yeah, like right after. He took
Yeah.
a fat rip and he's like trying to
What
be
a-
all suave.
What a message. Don't do drugs. You're gonna fucking rip your finger off.
It's like the commercial of the kids trying to hit it out of the shotgun.
Yeah. Is this the time with
Blows
Dare?
his friend's brains.
Dare was
Don't do weed.
like, big during this time, right?
What a fucking commercial. Yeah, I
Yeah,
think so.
yeah, it was.
I don't think Carpenter was an anti-drug guy though.
I don't think so either.
I think he just thought it'd be funny.
Yeah. Damn. In 2002, Dare had an annual budget of over $10 million.
10 million?
Yeah.
Fuck.
Is that a lot? Doesn't feel like that much.
2002?
I guess that's kind of a lot.
Yeah. Sorry. Program was developed in 1983 on the initiative of Daryl Gates, who was the chief of police in LAPD, in collaboration
It was around for like 20 years.
in collaboration with Harry Handler, who was the superintendent of LAUSD, Los Angeles Unified School District. The local program, it was just a local program at first, but then it spread rapidly in the 80s. And then in 1988, Ronald Reagan proclaimed the first National Dare Day. At its height, it was in 75% of American school districts. That's wild.
Damn. Fucking dare. I'll never forget when they brought in that briefcase with all the drugs in it.
And they
I-
handed
I-
it around to everybody, and then everyone got to take what they wanted.
Mhm.
I don't remember that.
I
That's
don't remember that at all, bro. What are you
sounds
talking
cool.
about?
It looked like
They
like,
showed you guys drugs?
Yeah, like it looked like a fucking
Seems counterintuitive.
like
I know.
a toolbox almost that has like the little plastic like sectionals in it for like
Oh,
different
like a-
sizes
like
of
a-
screws.
Fishing, like a tackle box?
Almost,
Yeah.
but it opened like flat. And
Okay.
then each side it had like heroin, coke, ecstasy, meth, like
Damn.
fucking not fentanyl. What was ketamine, weed, like all kinds of shit in there. And they're like
What's
these are the
ketamine?
like these are the common drugs you could find on the streets. And they'd have like their name and then like their street name.
Yeah.
I remember like meth was like crank or something or crystal. And I was like, damn, look at all these drugs. Had PCP on there, all kinds of shit.
Thank you, officer, for introducing me to all these different types of drugs.
This one looks fun. The movie just fucking escalates from here. Like super escalates. I feel like from this point on, like the movie just kind of flies by. Because it's just all action after this.
Yeah. Pure
I
action.
like their plan, I feel like was fucking like, I don't know, like flawed because they're like, all right, let's go to the train station. And they're like, all right, cool. Is the train there? They're like, it should be. But then later on, they just like climb a like radio tower. And then they're like, oh yeah, the train's there.
Yeah.
Like they could have just waited, send her the train there, and then everybody could have just like taken off.
For real.
Instead of just going to this empty track, it's just like getting surrounded by like a literal army. I think what Jericho said there was like 200 possessed miners.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, they
That was-
fucking
that was a lot.
wreck them. That was a pretty good battle. I like that first shootout.
Oh no, Ice Cube's running down that ramp, shooting both fucking
Yeah,
Uzis.
Fucking wrecking everybody. Dose gets killed like immediately because he
Mhm.
drops the grenade.
And then Uno dies.
Oh yeah, Uno gets possessed.
Uno gets he's the one dude out of that whole battle that we see actually get possessed. Even though there's like a handful of people there. I mean, I guess everyone else gets killed like pretty fast, but Uno's the only one that really has to worry about becoming a Martian, even though their group is kind of wrecking all those Martians.
Yeah.
Kinda like all the non-soldier people die in that battle, except for like the hot chick. I don't know what her name was. I just put her as the hot chick, the chick who's like all in leather. The one that Dose cuts his thumb off for.
yeah.
He survives the battle. All the cops survive the battle. And desolation.
Yeah.
Because that old dude who was in the jail, he dies immediately.
hmm
Yeah, he got possessed
He got possessed.
right away. And he was like one of the craziest looking people.
No,
in-
not
in
him, the
whole-
other guy. Because there was Whitlock, the like dude who already looked kind of crazy, the hot chick, and then there's like an old dude with like white hair and a beard.
I thought that was the guy that got
Yeah,
possessed.
the quiet guy?
No, the quiet guy's the one who gets possessed. The other
Yeah.
guy, he gets like fucking taken out by a saw blade or some shit.
Huh.
Mm.
Right
The-
when they start fighting, he just gets killed immediately. And then Dose dies because he drops the grenade.
Yeah.
Uno gets possessed. Tres gets fucking speared.
and the blonde chick, I forgot what her name is, but she gets decapitated. The one from the faculty.
That's later. That's at
Yeah,
the,
that's way later though.
Oh,
yeah.
wait, what battle are we in?
The very first
the
one.
first one when they go out to the train and the train's not there, so then they go back.
And they basically go to the train just to fight their way back to the police station.
Yeah.
Because then they're just chilling there and they're like, all right, we barricaded it. They're not going to be able to get in. And they're like, well, we got to wait for the train to get back. And then the train gets there and they're like, all right, let's leave. So I feel like if they just would have waited just like a little bit, they would have been fine. Because they make that, they have to get in using a fucking battering ram.
Mm-hmm. Takes the Martians a little bit.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Make a battering
That's
ram
right.
with the like mine rover thing. I like how the Martians though, dude, they give no fucks. They have like no, like, I guess the battering ram was pretty tactical, but other than that, they're just like, let's just run down this hallway and just get blasted by
Yeah.
these people with shotguns and just like get wrecked immediately.
I also like whatever Martian language they're speaking. It's like not English, and it just sounds like a bunch of gibberish.
Yeah, and there wasn't even like any
There's
like
no
subtitles for it.
subtitles, yeah.
It's just like
It's just like wah, 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 wah.
If you look on, if
Literally
you're
like,
watching
yeah.
subtitles, it just says Martian language in parentheses. It's funny because I guess the like prosthetic that the dude had on,
Big Daddy.
yeah, Big Daddy Mars, was too big for him.
Put some
So that's why
respect
like
on his name.
the language just sounds like him goes just going because he couldn't say anything else.
It almost reminded me of fucking Mars Attacks.
yeah.
Yeah.
The same type of like just fucking yapping, just
It definitely had a Mars Attacks vibe for sure. For sure.
What year did that come out? I wonder if they
I
like
think it came out around the same time.
hell yeah.
I think it's like an 01,
no.
02.
No, it's a 1996 movie. What
Damn.
if what if he saw that movie and he was like, I like that.
I like
I'm gonna
that.
take the Martian talk. And
That's
I'm gonna make my
hilarious.
Martians do it.
That
Well, I
Mars
mean,
Attack's a banger.
it's both Mars.
They are.
Maybe
It
that's
is. Yeah, keeping the consistency across movies. We're now in the
The
Mars
the Marsiverse.
the Mars the Mars cinematic universe.
Damn,
Hell yeah.
it's a good place to be.
Is it though? Why are
the
they
future,
so
the future
angry?
of the human race.
Why are the Martians so mean? Why do they do mean things to us?
It's
We're
kind of like
invading.
we're invading. even the lieutenant, because like once the gate break in, they escape to the train and they leave. They actually successfully leave. And she's like, "No, we got to go back. We got to blow up the reactor. They need to learn this is our planet, not theirs." And I was like,
Oh,
"Oh,
yeah.
damn, fucking
Yeah,
relax."
We skipped so they go back in, and then that old man who was possessed gets killed by Stokely from the faculty.
Yeah, I don't know why she did that. She's like, "Fuck
And
that
then-
dude." Like, what you didn't she explain already, Dr. Whitlock, about the possession?
Yeah. And then the lieutenant gets possessed. And then
You
they're
know
like,
what
all right,
saves her
Yeah,
life?
that's right.
I'm gonna
Fucking
throw her
drugs.
outside. And then they just fucking toss her outside. And then Ice Cube's like, we're gonna give you a drug. And then he gives her whatever fucking drug that was. Apparently that's like an anti-Martian drug, which is pretty cool.
They're fucking
Yeah.
what's it called? What's Henry Rollins? You don't do any drugs?
Straight edge.
Yeah, they're fucking straight edges.
Damn, what a bunch of weenies. That's why they're so angry.
They're like, "Oh, I don't do drugs. Oh, I get a runner's high."
But this time, but she's able to like determine like what the Martians want because of that, right? So she knows that they're not gonna stop.
That that CGI was horrible, dude.
It was really bad.
Even by like video game standpoint, I was like, dude, the fucking Twilight Princess has better graphics than this fucking CGI. Like, what is this? That's like a 1993 like cutscene from like Warcraft or something. Like that shit was all bad.
For real.
The Martians just look like lizard people.
They did. They look or like crabs, I think. Like didn't they because the main one had like a really big like back, like a really big shell almost.
I thought that was like armor because he also had a
Yeah.
spear and he was like,
It
and
looked
then like
kind of like a salamander.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
so
So
shit was
is this
like,
where the reptilians? The reptilians come from Mars?
they do look like reptilians.
Damn. Figured it out. This podcast is now gonna be an alien podcast. We're gonna be talking about disclosure and the reptilians have been exposed. John Carpenter exposed them and goes to Mars.
Are we a pro reptilian podcast?
I mean, we might as well be. We'll be in the forefront of the reptilian takeover. We'll be on their side.
Mhm.
Hell yeah.
Wasn't there a movie about a human who like teamed up to get rid of all the other humans?
They live?
Or they live? Are we they living them? Are we switching sides? Are we selling out the planet?
Are we the baddies?
Are we the baddies?
Oh man, fucking reptilians.
Fucking reptilians.
Yeah, but I was dying. I was like, what? I forgot about the whole CGI part. I was like,
Yeah.
what is this? Like I blocked this out of my mind.
I know.
This is so horrible. The worst CGI I've ever seen in my life. I liked how convenient it was too that the like reactor was just like right there. It's like right by the train.
Mm-hmm.
Convenience.
Hella convenient. Convenient for storytelling. Convenient for also the town because they could just walk over and like fix it.
I guess that's true. But you'd think it would be like,
Yeah.
Nope. You don't think.
it's like, all right, we're gonna just blow it up.
Yeah. I like how she's like, what happens if we blow up a nuclear reactor? And then the doctor's like, it's gonna blow up.
Yeah. She's like, right. How big?
Yeah.
Like 1 to 2 miles?
Yeah.
It's like, hell yeah. You think that'll kill him? She's like, fuck, I don't know.
Yeah, for real. Oh man, I love it. The acting in this movie, the line, whoever wrote the script probably had such a fun time just coming up with like some silly ass shit. Like I don't know.
Wasn't it John Carpenter? Didn't he write
He
this?
wrote it in partnership with Larry Sulkus or something.
Oh, these dudes had a grand old time.
They were fucking on one. Just polishing off bottle after bottle, just coming up with this shit.
Did the fucking David Lynch method and just filmed and wrote at the same time?
I wonder too, because like it seemed like the fog had possessed like the maximum amount of people it could possess. So like, if they just didn't blow up the reactor and somehow just like subdued all these Martian dudes, like they would have just stopped the invasion right then and there, right? Just like put them all, like lock them all up.
Damn, that's a good yeah, that's a good point.
We just put them all in like a big ass room and just like lock the door so the smoke can't get out and just like leave it at that.
Yeah.
We didn't talk about like how like had like the world's like most fucking delicate wall in the world that you could just touch, and then it just like crumbles to the ground when Whitlock released the red smoke.
Did that happen before they went out to the train or after they came back the first
After
time?
they came, so after the first assault, she explains they're like, all right, Whitlock, you know what's going on. You gotta tell us what happened. And then she explains like we made the discovery. It was a K305 like environmental discovery, which like he's like could be water, signs of life, all kinds of shit.
Mm-hmm.
And like we see that she's like, I released this into the world, and then like nobody really cares. They're like, all right, well, you know, shit happens.
Shit does happen.
They're like, yeah.
I mean, what are you gonna do at that point? Like,
I guess you can't put blame. They're all just trying to survive.
Yeah.
And knowing what happened didn't actually like help them at all. They're like, okay,
literally didn't do shit. I mean, I guess they knew then that it was like ghosts, like Mars ghosts that were invading people's bodies. But like,
yeah,
that was kind of it.
that was it. They're like, all right, cool. So this is the problem.
Yeah.
Man, that sucks too because they all got out, and then because the lieutenant's plan, which doesn't work at all, by the way, to like go back and blow up the reactor, just literally gets everybody killed.
Because she said that it's basically like a nuke that like takes everything out, but just creates more dust.
Yeah, that's all it did. It just killed the host, but did nothing to the Martians.
Yeah.
And it didn't seem like there was way more Martians that time. I'm like, there was like 200. I feel like they killed a lot of people. And then that final assault, like the Martians get like, it's like, did they grow their numbers? Like there was so many of them.
Yeah.
True. Yeah. What the fuck?
Why the fuck was like, they're like, all right, cool, this is the plan. Why is the dude that's driving the train on the front lines like chucking grenades?
He gets out. I thought the same thing. Like, why is the train conductor out here just fucking throwing shit? Like, it's like all hands on deck situation.
I guess. Like, but the assistant dude was just chilling, chucking him off the side. Like, he should have done that.
Yeah.
This dude was in the front lines, no gun, just bombs.
Yeah.
Throwing bombs at people. Like he had nothing else.
I like that. Like the whole team. So they set the bombs in the nuclear reactor, and then they run back out because the Martians notice that they're in the nuclear reactor. So the train starts rolling.
Notice this bitch is just standing in the middle of the desert.
Yeah.
Like
So
not even trying to hide.
The train like rolls back to pick them up, and for some reason everybody gets out and just creates like a line of like separation between themselves, and basically everybody dies at this point because it's like no one's covering each other. Everyone's literally on their own. Why didn't they just stay with the train and like fucking defend the train? Like
go on top of the train and just start like blasting at the Martians
for real
while they run back to help.
There was
cover them that way.
There was no tactical thought in this whatsoever.
But not even that. Like the lieutenant and Desolation get back to the train, and fucking Jericho and the rookie are still just there. The rookie's just like fucking Wyatt Irving and 2 pistols, just like shooting everybody, unlimited ammo. It's like retreat. Jericho just like starts like fucking bodying people and like hitting them with his gun.
Yeah.
Like they make no effort like to tactically retreat with them at all.
Yeah, they don't. It's like they just accepted that they were gonna die at that point in time. They both do, but yeah, they could have done that way better, and they probably would have survived.
Because Jericho gets overwhelmed, and then the rookie gets decapitated.
The rookie gets decapitated, which was like fast. Jericho just gets fucking like they like climb on top of him and then just start like
beating the fuck out
of him. Like he had a pretty bad death.
Jericho was a beast, though. He was putting in work that whole time. He was wrecking mad fucking Martians.
He was.
Yeah, the rookie was cool, though. She like bobbing and weaving, and then she got decapitated.
Hmm. And then there were two.
Yeah, both rookies get decapitated.
They love decapitating people.
Yeah, they do love.
Because
They like
the
putting
guy
heads on
rookie
spikes.
gets his
Yeah.
like arm cut off,
Hmm.
and then he gets decapitated. Damn,
Their
those
finishing
they're
move.
vicious with those saw blades.
Hmm.
They were accurate as fuck.
For real. Throwing
That's
them like
Play a lot of
frisbee.
disc golf.
For reals.
Ooh.
It's popular on
Bang,
Mars.
they're out there banging,
Banging
chains.
chains. Oh,
Banging
man.
chains in the tombs.
Hell yeah. The Martian tomb. There's just a bunch of fucking disc golf.
This golf tournament. That's how they got peace with the Martians. They introduced them to disc golf. Becomes the national sport of Mars.
That would actually be really cool because I feel like gravity's like light, so you just toss it and it goes like miles.
Damn, then you have to chase after it if you miss.
It's true. You do. Oh, damn.
Yeah, we only play like a couple holes a day because they're just so far.
The walk between them is like 8 hours.
8
Get
hours?
over there.
Fuck.
Well, remember Martian days?
It's
One
a good thing
day.
they're double days.
2 days.
True.
True. I gotta look that up now. Sorry, take us back, Dale.
Yeah, then they get on the train and it's just Desolation and the lieutenant. And then the train could like drive itself, I guess. So like they didn't really need the conductor.
Yeah, they didn't. I guess maybe that's why they had him come out and like
Yeah. Sacrifice himself.
yeah. Apparently, a Mars day is very similar to an Earth day.
Yeah, they say it in the movie.
I'm hungover, okay? Don't judge me.
But it's just the fine print. That's how they fuck them over.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it takes longer for the planet to rotate the sun, but it rotates on its own.
Mm.
At the same speed or similar
Yeah.
speed.
Exactly.
Damn. Yes, science. Damn, Mercury, a year is 88 days.
I heard that. What is this? Is it Mercury? One of them like rotates so fast around the sun, but it takes like I don't know how many years for it to like rotate the planet itself one time.
Spin on its axis.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm like, that's crazy. I have gripes. I thought the lieutenant should have been the one to kill Big Daddy Mars, not Desolation.
You think so?
Well, the lieutenant was the main character. Usually the main character kills the main bad guy.
That's true.
She just
Yeah.
fought
But it's
some
Ice Cube.
She just fought some like nobody like guy.
I wonder if he was the Inquisitor. No.
And then that wasn't even a good fight. Ice Cube just like
Well,
just kicks him and like lifts the little track and just blows it up because he threw a charger and dynamite.
yeah.
Yeah. You got taken out pretty easy.
It is really
Crazy.
anticlimactic at the very end.
Yeah, like she just throws the dude off the train, and then her and Ice Cube like have like a moment, and then he handcuffs her, and he's like, "All right, I'm out of here. I ain't let you turn me in."
And then we go back to the beginning.
Yep. And they're like, "Are we gonna tell our
The
stakeholders that Mars is being overrun by ghosts?"
They specifically say the cartel.
Oh, the cartel. That's
oh, yeah,
right.
that's right.
Cartels run Mars
And then Desolation comes back.
because the fog comes in, the ghosts.
Oh, that's right. We see it coming over the hills and like going onto the population.
And then
Yeah.
there's like everything's put on alert. The lieutenant like wakes up, she starts getting ready. And
Red alert.
fucking Desolation pulls in with 2 silver-plated SMGs.
Those things are sick, dude.
Like the coolest fucking guns.
It's like, there's some,
Yeah.
Has him. He's
that's
just
a
ready
mad
to go.
cod skin. You need to fucking get all the skins for the SMGs first before you unlock that one.
For real.
Fucking diamond skin. And then when she's like, "What do? We do best, kick ass." She's like, "You make a good crook. You'd make a good cop." Nah. Like horrible final lines in this movie.
I know.
Horrible. It's like, was it supposed to be a sequel and then it did so bad? They're like, all right, never mind. And that's it. That's the Ghost of Mars.
That's it.
I could understand with the title you would think it'd be scary because there's actually no spookiness at all.
I feel like it's like eerie in the beginning, more like a thriller.
The beginning does a good job of like having some tension, but like that's
But
it.
then it just becomes like an action movie right after that.
Yeah, I agree. It had a good like sci-fi thriller feel to it, and it was gory at
Mhm.
times. It comes with the territory being a John Carpenter film. The practical effects
Mhm.
are always good,
Yeah, for sure.
and the score too. When I saw that it was the music by John Carpenter, I was like, okay, it's the tone setting is going to be on point with this movie.
Yeah, because I feel like Anthrax only kicked in when like the action scenes happened.
Yeah,
When you'd get like those crazy like the metal riffs. The one thing though I do like I like the visual effects, like the costume design of the characters. But the like CGI and some of the like explosions I thought were like a little
Yeah.
like they had a budget of $28 million, so like they had money.
yeah, damn.
It only made 14 though.
Oof. I read that Michelle Yeoh, Franca Ponti, and Famke Janssen were all like the original choices to be the lieutenant, but they all turned it down. And then Courtney Love was casted, but then she left. So then they got the lieutenant. And then originally Jason Statham was gonna be Desolation. But he was replaced by Ice Cube because the producers said they wanted someone with star power for Desolation's part.
Yeah, I read that. That's crazy. This would have been
Damn.
like Statham's first like starring role.
Mm-hmm.
I would have liked to see Statham as Desolation. I think he would have played the part pretty good.
I think he would have
Yeah.
done better than Ice Cube. I liked
Yeah.
he was cool as
As the
as
horny guy.
yeah, as horny guys Jericho.
See, and I could see Ice Cube playing the horny guy.
Yeah.
Should have just switched roles.
Courtney Love would have been a wild choice.
I didn't even know she acted.
She's done like little things, but she's not like really like in a lot of like critically acclaimed stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But this was like still like I feel like during this time period is when she acted. I forget what I've seen her in before.
I'm trying to find her.
I guess this movie was filmed in New Mexico in a gypsum mine, and they had to like dye all the mine red so it looked like Mars.
Oh shit.
Like you couldn't just go somewhere that looked like Mars, like Sedona, Arizona, or something that is like everyone says looks like Mars. Like, why'd you have to dye a whole ass mine?
That's kind of crazy.
Yeah, for real.
So we get to our reviews.
Let's get to it.
Let's do it.
All right. There's pretty interesting stuff when I was looking up on how critics felt about it. So Rotten Tomatoes gives it a 23%.
Ooh.
And IMDb has it at a 4.9. But my boy Ebert and his partner Roper both gave it a 3 out of 4 stars.
Crazy.
Snap.
Ebert
What?
said, Ghosts of Mars delivers on its chosen level, and I enjoyed it. But I wonder why so many science fiction films turn into extended exercise to shoot the aliens. He's like, but in this instance, it worked. 3 out of 4 stars. And then Rupert said he missed seeing the campy like action films of the 1980s and appreciated that that's what this movie was. I was shocked that Ebert liked this movie.
For real.
He never ceases to surprise me.
Right? I guess that's what makes him one of the greats.
Yeah. Now it's got a cult following, but at the time it was regarded as being a really bad movie. All right, Twan, why don't you start us off because this is your first time seeing it, and I'm sure me and Say are gonna have glowing reviews.
If
No, I mean, I enjoyed watching this movie. I thought it was a fun ride. I mean, I can easily nitpick this movie and like talk about how some of the editing was really bad and like there was some instances where like I don't know, there'll be a scene where they're talking to the prisoners and then they open the door and they're like 2 steps away from the prisoners, but for some reason they'll like fade them out and fade them back in, fade them out, fade them back in to like show them walking towards them. I just felt like some of those scenes were a little unnecessary, but again, that's me nitpicking the movie. If you take it for what it is, which is, it felt like a John Carpenter movie. It had all the elements of a Carpenter movie, the soundtrack, the practical effects, the eerie undertones, and I don't know. The characters were fun. Ice Cube wasn't the best as like from an acting standpoint, but the supporting cast, they made the movie a lot more fun throughout, and yeah, it was just that. It was a fun movie, and I don't really have too many negatives to say about it. So for me, it falls like right in the middle. I'd give it a high C plus, B minus. Would I recommend it to anyone? Yeah, sure. If you like campy horror movies, even though this is like on the fringe of being horror, but and it felt like a campy 80s movie made in the 2000s. So like exactly
Agreed.
what Ropert
Roper?
said? Yeah. He said it perfectly. Cuz that's what it was. I would watch this movie again. I had fun. So yeah, C plus, B minus.
Nice. I'll go next. I'm right there with you. I also gave this film a B minus. Does this movie have a good script? No. Is the acting the best? Not really. I like Ice Cube. I think it was pretty bad in this movie, but everything else was pretty good. It's a fun movie. It has its moments of like comedic levity. I mean, Dose chopping his finger off is like an all-time moment for me in like a movies. Seeing it as a kid, I just thought that was so fucking funny. And to me, it still holds up as being pretty funny. This movie is just a dumb, silly action movie. I love a good dumb, silly action movie. It's got a little horror sci-fi sprinkled in on top to make it a little bit interesting. Is it Carpenter's best film? Absolutely not. I would argue out of the 4 Carpenter movies we've covered, this might be his worst one. I think the other 3 were definitely better, but this movie's a lot of fun for sure. Would I recommend it to people? Yeah. Like Twan said, if you like action movies, if you like sci-fi movies, if you like Carpenter, check it out. Don't take this movie too seriously. It's just a B action movie. It's silly. The dialogue's goofy as fuck. The characters, they're there. They serve their purpose. But overall, I think I enjoyed it. I've watched it so many times throughout my life, and I think it was nice to revisit this movie because I haven't seen it in almost a decade. I feel like it's been a really long time. And watching it again, I was like, yeah, this movie's still cool. I still enjoy it. So B minus, I'd recommend it. You should check it out. If you don't like dumb shoot 'em ups, then maybe you could pass on it. But if you're a fan of dumb shoot 'em ups and you want to turn your brain off and just watch something, it's cool. All right, Saya, finish us off.
I think this might be the first time in a long time that we've all had like the same scores because I also gave this a C plus B minus.
Sick.
I ride hard for this movie still. I realize because I do actually really enjoy this movie. I now recognize though, like there are definitely some flaws in this movie, and it's because we've seen such great movies like doing this podcast. So yeah, the editing is kind of sketch. The writing, like the dialogue between characters was really bad. It feels like really campy and like goofy at sometimes, but if you remove all of those like criticisms and you just try to enjoy it for it being like a really like kind of like action semi horror kind of campy movie that was made in the early 2000s that kind of feels like a 80s movie, I think you'll enjoy this movie. I would recommend it to people. I mean, it has a little bit of like gore, but it's nothing too like crazy. Yeah, that's where I'm at. I think that this is good. This was, I don't remember the last time we've all agreed on a movie like this. I feel like there's always like just like some fluctuation between all of us. I feel like this one we're all kind of We're connected. We're all touching tips right now.
I think this is the first time in a while where we've all had the same score.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
But I feel like the last two movies we saw, we've had the biggest where one of us likes it or a couple of us like it, and the other one did not like it.
Yeah.
So that was cool. It was a nice like a palate cleanse movie.
Yeah. So
For sure.
you can get us ready for Pulse.
Yeah.
Hey, hopefully we get it. So do we spin it?
Spin
Spin
it.
it.
We will it and deal it? Or
Do we have any additions?
I don't have any this week.
Cool. The more movies we put on, the less chance I have of getting Pulse. So,
Juan, do you have anything?
I'll save it for next week.
thanks.
All right. What do we think we're gonna get this week?
I want like a good story. I want an engaging good story in Japanese. That's horror focused.
What about you, Twan? That's so funny. We're gonna get like
Shut up.
the Juan. Good Juan. Not even gonna get Pulse.
That'd be fucked up.
Just fucking edging myself this whole time, bro.
I'm thinking horror this time around.
Let's go.
It's been, I mean, I guess last weekend or this past weekend was technically horror.
Technically, but not really.
Yeah.
I think we're going to get an anime film, not an animated, an anime film.
Yeah.
Hoping we get Perfect Blue. All right,
Was
let's
it the
go.
one you just put on last week?
Yeah, I've never seen it. I've heard it's really good.
Nice.
Let's will it and deal it. Oh, let's see. Will it be the week that we finally get Pulse?
Come on, baby.
Does the audience want it?
Come on, baby.
Oh, I'm not seeing Pulse up there. Oh, we just passed it.
Oh,
Just
no.
passed it. Scanner Darkly.
Ed Wood.
Night of the Living Dead.
Me?
Are we going to get Ed Wood finally?
Unicorn Wars.
Unicorn Wars.
What is this? What is
Is this an
Unicorn
animated
Wars?
movie?
It is. It's a French animated movie.
Oh shit.
You put this on us, Dale.
I
Unicorn
put it on
Wars?
there. I saw a clip of it on like Instagram. It was like like Care Bears fighting like a World War II style battle versus like a bunch of unicorns, and I was like, what the fuck is this?
What the fuck is this? Is this from 2022?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Okay.
If there's an English version, I want to watch it in English.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, just so you guys know. I know it looks like it's in Spanish, but if there's an English version, I'm gonna watch it in English. Looks like it's gonna be a dialogue heavy movie.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, the wheel has chosen Unicorn Wars. I thought it was going to be an animated film. I thought it was going to be anime, not animation, but it looks like we got a Spanish-French animated film. It's giving me like Happy Tree Friend vibes.
Yeah. For
Yeah,
sure.
but it looks like it'll be entertaining. I'm excited to watch it. It looks like a fucking ridiculous ass movie. We'll see. We'll see
It's
how
like
it
a
goes.
fun time.
We finally got a foreign film.
Yeah, we did. And
Finally
it looks
got a
like it might
And an
be
animated film.
and it looks like
Foreign-
it might be like a really good like story.
It looks like it's gonna be fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm excited. All right, guys. Well, thank you all for joining us this week as we covered the 2001 John Carpenter film Ghost of Mars. It got a recommend from the three of us. We all gave it a B-. Thought it was a good shoot 'em up, dumb, campy movie. Something to sit back, relax, and watch. Don't take it too seriously. So check it out if you guys want a silly movie. Next week, we will be covering the 2022 animated film Unicorn Wars. This is a Spanish-French animated movie. Should be interesting. None of us have seen it before. It's been a while since I think we've seen a movie that none of us have seen. No, actually not that long. I think the last one was Inland Empire. Oh no. Yeah, Inland Empire.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So should be cool. We haven't covered an animated film since Ferngully back in November.
Last year?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think last November. So hopefully it's better than that piece of shit movie. But thank you guys for joining us. If you want to support the pod, you can do so by clicking the donation link at the bottom of each episode. If you can't donate, that's totally cool. We love making the pod. We love joining you guys each week. If you haven't done so already, follow us on our social medias. We're on Instagram, Facebook, X/Twitter, TikTok, Threads, YouTube, and live on Twitch.
Hello, Twitch.
As always, I have been your host, The Dale, followed by my two co-hosts, Mr. Cera
Adios.
and Twan.
Bye.
Catch you guys next week. Bye.